full body self-portrait.
Hello, first grade. Your project for this week is to draw a full body self-portrait. So a self-portrait is like a selfie. You're going to draw a picture of you. And the full body just means I want you to have your head all the way down to your feet. So you're going to show how you're standing, what you're wearing, and we're even going to create a landscape background for behind you. So you're going to be putting yourself in an outdoor scene. And we're going to talk about the word proportion. So when you're drawing, you don't make your arms too tiny or your head too big for your body. So watch the instructions in the video, get a piece of white paper and draw it in pencil, and then outline it in black and color it with whatever you have at home. And if you've got paints and chalk and markers and crayons, feel free to use them all. I'd love to see it.
Proportion means body parts are the correct size compared to other body parts. In the first picture, notice the arms and the legs are different sizes. They need to be the same. Both legs should match, both arms should match. And in the second picture, the arms are too short for his body. When we're done with your full body self-portrait, we're going to create a landscape or an outdoor scene behind you. You could create a scene that has mountains, grass, beach, or even an underwater scene with fish swimming behind you. That would be pretty cool. Here are your 3 I can statements for this lesson. I can create a full body self-portrait. I can demonstrate proportion in my drawing. I can create a landscape. Start by getting a white piece of paper and turning it vertical so it's in the tall direction. And now you're going to draw an oval for the head, draw a horizontal line for the waist, and draw 2 small ovals for the feet at the bottom of the page. I will demonstrate how to draw a face in the ovals, and then you need to make your hair match how you really look. We'll add a neck and a shirt and pants or skirt or shorts. If you choose a skirt or shorts, you will need to add legs that connect to your oval feet. Think about what position you want your arms to be in. Notice if you put your hand in your pocket, you're not going to need to draw the fingers, and those are kind of tricky. The 2 small ovals at the bottom of the paper can be turned into shoes or even bare feet. The ovals may need to be erased so you can draw in the shoe, or just add to the oval to make it look like your shoe. Final step is to add a landscape behind your body. It can be a beach scene, lake, mountains, your yard, a volcano, anything, even an underwater scene or an outer space scene. Also add some details to the clothes like pockets or stripes or writing. You can add a watch or jewelry or even sunglasses. Outline the drawing with black permanent marker and color it according to the supplies you have at home. Everybody has different things at home. Here are a few examples done by students of mine. Look how that girl at the bottom has her hair covering over her eye. Try to make it look as much like you as possible. It's time to get your paper and draw along with me. Be sure to pause whenever you need to so you can catch up. I'm going to start at the top of my paper with an oval. That will become my head. And then I'll go down to where the waist might be and draw a horizontal line. And then lower on the page, I'll make 2 ovals for my feet. Can you do that? Stop now and try. I'm going to fill my oval in with a nose, mouth, and eyes. You can have whatever expression on your face you want. You might even want to put some eyebrows. Some ears on the side. Even if your hair is going to cover it, let's start by drawing them in. make my hair go a little bit longer, so it's going to touch my shoulders. Now I'm going to add 2 lines for the neck. And look how I'm going to do the shirt. I make a curved line that goes down to that waistline that I drew. And then I might as well add the short sleeves now. They go very high up at the top. I'm going to come back into the arms later. I move down to the pants. Of course, long pants are going to be the easiest thing to draw. It's just like 2 rectangles that go all the way down to your shoes. But if you want shorts or a skirt, you're going to need to make some legs coming out from under those. I'm changing my ovals into shoes with laces. And now I've got to think about what I want to do with my hands. I think I'll make this one hang down with a little bend in the elbow. Let's come back and do those hands later. I've got to make my second arm in proportion, so I've got to make sure I look at them and see if they're the same length and the same thickness. Once you're happy with it, you can add the hand. The hand's a little tricky. It's got a short thumb and then 4 long fingers. Remember, if you put your hands in your pockets, you won't have to draw the hands. I'm making a necklace there. Okay, now I need a landscape. I'm going to draw a line and pick up my pencil and continue it behind my leg so it looks like I'm standing on solid ground. And then I'll put another line a little bit higher, and that's going to represent a river that's going behind me. Here, I'll make some lines to show you that it's water. Some grass growing on the edge of the river. And now I'll make a wavy line above that to look like some land on the opposite side of the river with some hills and mountains in the distance. There's not a lot of mountains in Florida, but it's fun to put them in our pictures. If you want to decorate your clothes with lines or writing or pictures, you can do that. I think it might be fun to add a little animal to my picture, so I'm going to try to make a little dog sitting beside me. Maybe you can try to put an animal in your picture too. All right, that's pretty cute. Boys and girls, this is the end of part 1. You have already drawn your full body self-portrait. You can stop for this week, and next week we're going to begin with part 2, outline and color. If you can find a dark marker, I prefer black, but any dark color would do, go over every single one of your pencil lines from your full body self-portrait and outline it in a dark marker. Go slowly and stay on the lines and outline every single thing that you drew. Don't forget anything. Now you can use whatever you have at home for colors. Crayons, markers, colored pencils, paint, or maybe even use all of them together in the same picture. I'm using crayon for my picture, and I'm going to use the flat side of the crayon because when I'm coloring in big areas, it uses up so much crayon that it's going to ruin my point. And I don't want to ruin the point. I want to save that point for small detailed work like my arms or face. So I'm using the back side of the crayon and I'm going to color in everything that is the grass, the water, the mountains, the clothes, the sky, and the dog. If you don't happen to have a skin-colored crayon, just use a brown crayon and press as light or as dark as you need to make the skin tone that you like. If you have any markers at home, it might be fun to use markers to do the clothing so the person really stands out as being bold and dark. Don't forget to try to match your eye color and your hair color so it looks just like you. For my hair color, I'm going to blend yellow and brown crayon together. I'll just keep putting down a little bit of yellow and a little bit of brown and a little bit of yellow until I get just the right shade of blonde for my hair. A lot of you are going to need to do that too. You may notice that sometimes I'm drawing really fast, but actually that's just me speeding up the video so you don't have to sit there and watch me drawing and coloring, because it sometimes takes a couple hours to do these pictures. That's one reason I divided this lesson up into 2 weeks, so you can draw it 1 week and then you can color it the next week. Don't forget to put some color in your sky. Try not to leave too much plain white paper left. We want to color it all in. I'm going to leave just a few white clouds. Now I'm going to take a green marker and darken some of that grass, and maybe even put some blades of grass on top of the crayon so it gives it a grassy texture. And for the finishing touch, I'm going to give myself a necklace and a bracelet and a watch. I can't wait to see yours.